but I was an herdsman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit. Amos said, listen, it's not my fault. I didn't want to preach. And I can say the same thing as Amos said. Sometimes some people say there's a deeper life, and then sometimes they mention my name, but maybe they don't understand. I wasn't a preacher. I was just a lecturer. I wasn't thinking I wanted to preach. I was taught and schooled and trained under an atheist. And we learned about atheism. We learned there was no God, there was no miracle, there was no prayer, there was no power, there was no Christ, there was no religion. The Bible was just writing of the Jews. That's what we learned. And we learned about all the atheists of the past generations. And I followed the principles so much that he even loved me to the point he sent me to university. And the Mayflower School paid all my school fees, gave me all the pocket money I need. And I came back there still teaching. I loved that school. But God called me. It's not my fault. And all the things that they taught us before, I began to see they are not true, that there is God. And I didn't know about knowing God. I wasn't planning I would serve God. I wasn't running after God saying, Lord, I want this, I want this, I want that. I was getting in all these principles and atheistic ideologies. But then God spoke his word to my heart and said, give me your heart. And it was real. That I stand at the door and knock. I couldn't see him, but I was hearing the knock. It was deep, I could sense it. And then the altar call was made. I went forward, I prayed. Joy filled my heart. The things I did before, I couldn't do them anymore. All the time we were being taught on atheism. I was stealing library books from the school. When I got converted, I went to Tashola and I said, I've been stealing all the library books. I made all the confessions. And he looked at me and said, you have always been one of my good boys. I said, yes, but good boy did not really make it. I was still stealing and doing things that were wrong. He saw that a change came over my life. All my other friends at school, they said it will soon be over. They gave me 2 weeks, that all those things will be over. Almost 25 years have come and gone. It's not over yet. And I still love the Lord. And when I went to the university, what was I doing? I was studying my mathematics day and night, till 2 a.m. in the night, 3 a.m. in the night. I wasn't thinking I would be a pastor, I would be a minister. I was just burning the candle at both hands. When I came out with first class. Immediately they gave me scholarship to go for PhD. And that was my life. But I was feeling that God wanted me to preach. And if you ask people that knew me before, in about 8 years of Christianity in the church I was going, I never stood up, after I became born again, I never stood up to give a 1-minute testimony. I was so shy. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't even witness to people. So it's not something that I wanted to do. Eventually, God gave me books of John Wesley, books of Charles Finney. I started reading. When I was reading those books on holiness, I wasn't marking them saying, I will preach this, I will preach this, I will read it, I will go on my knees and I will say, God, just make me holy, take me to heaven. Just holy, take me to heaven. And then when I came to Lagos University, one day, I just felt that God wanted me to come to Lagos. So I went to the office of the provost. When I got to his office, I said, I'm kind of feeling that I should come and lecture here. I was a student, and I went to tell the provost, I'm kind of feeling that I should come and lecture here. They looked at my certificate, he said, come in, without interview. That's how I became a lecturer there. So they said, but you must do research. I said, it's all right. Then the Bible study started, of deeper life. As the Bible study started, I didn't have time for research anymore. I just became buried in the Bible and preaching and going for retreats and going for this and going for that. So university called me and said, be careful. Because if you do not do the research, then we'll have to fire you. That means you'll have to go. So I said, can you give me just 3 months? Now it will normally take me about 1 year or more. That's work I wanted to do. So they said they'll give me 3 months. And I went away to Alexandria. Within 3 weeks, I'd finished what I wanted to do. And I came back and I showed them the paper. It's not that I can't do it. You know, this is a paper. They looked at it. They've never seen anything like that before. And yet God called me after the whole research and the big salary and everything and said, abandon it, do my work. So it's not all that I do. It's not because I want to do this, I want to be a pastor, I want to raise a large church. I never knew that a church can be large. This is the Lord's doing. And he has sent me to tell other people that what he did with me, he can do with other people. But the way he did it with me is that he made me to love him, to desire him above any other thing on the face of the earth, and to preach his word without fear, without favor.